Welcome back, everyone. I had a request to try to reproduce a classic oil painting effect in Affinity Photo 2. I'm assuming they meant something like taking this image of a beautiful young woman and transforming it into something like this. I had done similar a video in the past, but I've since found a few ways to improve upon my technique. Let me show you what I did. I started with this great image I found on pexels.com. With the layer selected, I clicked on Command or Control-J to duplicate the layer. Then, with the top layer selected, I went to the tone mapping persona, which is located at the very top left Affinity Photo. Affinity will think for a bit and then give you all of these wonderful presets to choose from that totally change the way the image looks. You can change the preset categories by clicking the drop-down at the top. I have 4 preset categories. Yours may differ. I'll go with binary desires in the James Ritson Customs category. If you don't have that filter, try to pick one that looks similar. Now, I'll click Apply to bake in the changes. Then, I'll duplicate the top layer by clicking Command or Control-J, and I'll go to the Adjustments button at the bottom of the Layers panel. I want the Shadows/Highlights adjustment. My goal here is to bring out the highlights in her hair. So, I'll lower the Shadows slider by 8 to 10% and raise up the highlights by around 50% or so. Then, I'll drag and drop the adjustment layer onto the top image so it only applies to this layer. Okay, next up, I'll make sure the top layer is selected and then click the Mask button at the bottom of the Layers panel. I want to paint on the highlights. To be able to do this, I'll first select the mask itself and then click Command or Control-I to invert it. You can see the mask turn black and the top image become transparent. To paint on the hair highlights, I'll click on the paintbrush tool, make sure my brush color is set to white, and then select a basic soft brush from the Brushes panel. Now I can paint over her hair to reveal what's been masked out. I'll speed this up a bit. Remember, you can make your brush head smaller by clicking on the left square bracket key to get the details. Or you can make it bigger by clicking on the right square bracket key to cover more area faster. Don't worry if it looks a little excessive at the moment. We'll blend her hair together to soften it up in just a second. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, I'll go back to the Layers panel and then select both layers by holding Shift and clicking on each of them. Then, I'll right-click on them and scroll down to Merge Selected. This will combine both layers into a single pixel layer. Alright, now, I'll go to my Brushes panel to change my brush category to Oil. This gives me some nice brush heads to choose from. I'll go with Fine Oil Detailer. Then, I'll click on the Paint Mixer brush tool, which looks like a paintbrush with 3 dots around it. And then, I'll start painting over her hair. I'll speed this part up too because it takes a while and I don't want to bore you. The idea here is that most oil paint artists blend colors together on their brush and then apply them. Usually, the artists don't include very fine details like individual hairs, skin blemishes, or the stitching on clothing. Instead, they give you an impression of those things. I'll go over not just her hair, but most of her face, neck, and shirt with the paint mixer brush. I'll admit that I did this part pretty quickly, and there are some glaring imperfections. But this should give me the look I need so that you can get the point. But note that the more time you take, the shorter your brush strokes and the finer your brush head, the better it will look. Also, one last thing I forgot to mention. There's a setting to auto-clean the brush in the top toolbar when the paint mixer brush is selected. Make sure that is selected. It will help control the image from looking smudgy. Okay, next thing we're going to do is apply some texture. So, I'll go to File in my menu and select Place. I'll choose this nice image of paint on canvas that I got from texturelabs.org and drag it out onto my screen. Then, I'll use the little handlebar at the top to rotate the image so it fits better over my project. And I'll use the arrow-shaped Move tool to move it into place. If I zoom in a bit, you can see the canvas has paint on it with slight cracks, like you might see on an old piece of art. To blend this in, I'll go to the Blend modes drop down at the top of the Layers panel and scroll through until I find one I like. I think linear light looks best. What do you think? All right, last thing here, and then I'll let you go. I think maybe I'll add a little vignette effect. So I'll go to the menu and select Filters, Color, and then Vignette. This will bring up the Vignette panel. I'll play around with these sliders a bit until it looks right to me. There we go. That looks pretty nice. All right, that's about it for today. If you learned something and want to see more of this kind of content, please click those like and subscribe buttons. And if you're feeling generous, this channel runs on caffeine. There's a link to buy me a cup of coffee in the descriptions. Not necessary, but certainly appreciated. Have a great day, everyone.